Welcome to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. I'm Madelyn, your tarot reader and energy healer. So great to have you here, Libra, for this reading for May 2021. And so let's take a look at the Divine Animals Oracle first. And we'll do a little reading from the book as well. And then we'll look at a 4-card spread for the motivation, the external factors, the internal factors, the obstacles that you're facing, and the wisdom, the thing that will benefit you most as you move forward. At the end, we'll take a look at some oracle cards, whatever we're drawn to here at the end. So the overall energy, Libra. The Sea Otter transformation. It almost looks like she's becoming an otter, or she's playing with the otters. Let's read in the book and see what it has to say. So I love these cards. They talk about the mythos of the card, kind of a myth. And then they also talk, let's see, it's number 18. Okay, Sea Otter, yes, transformation. It's hard to read the word on the bottom. Transformation is a true constant if we allow it. We can change our future and learn from our past. We should only try to transform ourselves, not someone else. And this is against free will. Do not judge others too quickly or harshly. Relax and rise. We can change our future and learn from our past. Okay, so we were talking about this a little bit with the Gemini. This idea of changing, transforming your future based on the thoughts and the feelings that you have today. So let's take a look. I'm just going to read the rest of the other parts. Okay. The mythos. Okay. The Welsh goddess Madelyn was a master potions maker and queen of transformation. She was often busy over a huge cauldron that contained great bubbling potions to heal, change, or create. Madelyn had a son, Morfrin, who was very ugly. Although she could not change this, she decided to magically grant him deep wisdom as a kind of recompense. To do this, though, took much more time and expertise, and the potion was complex and had to be boiled and stirred nonstop for a year and a day. Should the potion grow cool or stodgy, it would fail. Wow, the potion was also very dangerous. Only the first 3 drops imbibed would work, and the rest would kill instantly. Oh, interesting. So the first 3 drops. To help, Madelyn She found a young boy, Guion, who had to stir and keep the fire burning when she could not. On the last day of brewing, in the early morning, so it was a year and a day, Guion was stirring the pot. The cauldron bubbled some 3 drops of the hot potion onto his thumb. Without thinking, he licked the potion from his thumb. Oh my. And instantly became wise. All of the wisdom meant for Morphin flowed into Guion. Frightened and knowing that Ceridwen would be angry, Guion ran away. But Ceridwen saw what had happened and chased the boy. The potion made Guion magical, and he was able to transform into a hare. But Ceridwen turned into a racing greyhound to catch him. Oh yeah, so, this whole concept of transformation. So he's transformation from a normal boy to someone with great wisdom and all actual magical powers. So he was able to become a hare and run away. Ooh. Guion leapt up into the air and turned into a swallow. So Ceridwen became a hunting hawk, and finally Guion turned himself into a single grain of corn, and Ceridwen transformed herself into a hen and ate him. Ceridwen went home, but soon found she was pregnant from eating that piece of corn. She just knew it had been fathered by Guion, and decided that once born, she would kill a child. A boy child was born, but he was so fair a face, she could not master the resolve to end his life. Instead, she sewed him inside a leather bag and floated him off into the ocean. Similar to the story of Moses being saved in the water. The child did not die, for it was saved by sea otters. So that's where the sea otter comes in. So the child was saved by sea otters that nursed the child upon their bellies and took him to shore. A human prince found the child and raised him in his royal household, and he became the famous poet Taliesin. So that is the story. So Libra, I really can feel that sense of balancing at the same time. So, he would turn into something, so she would. So he would turn into something, so she would. So they're trying to balance things out in their quest. And then, of course, she was obviously very mad that he had drunk her potion, and she ended up with a baby that she couldn't, she didn't feel comfortable keeping. But he became this great poet because, after all, he had all of this great wisdom. So it's a really fascinating tale by the Get Welsh. The interesting thing about this is that this tale is the one that is told in my in this deck, the Llewellyn deck, when it talks about the High Priestess. So we can think of the High Priestess energy as well, of things being in your subconscious that are being brought out. And as you're being transformed, these things are coming to light. And so all of the transformation that happened in this story, and these great help by the sea otters in this situation. Okay. So now the one other part that I usually like to look at, the book also talks about the animal, but I'm not going to spend time on that. So normally the stories aren't quite that long. But I think that that is such a good story to think about. Okay. A little more light on the subject. So the magic of the sea otter. In almost every culture that has mythos around otters, they are seen as highly magical, intelligent, and certainly transformational creatures. When you are doing magical things to transform yourself from one state to another, their energy will be welcome. Otter magic also encourages you to let go of your burdens and be lighter. Remember what it is like to float on our back. Tense up and you sink. The more you relax, the higher you rise. And so we think about, the sea otter laying on its back and resting and, breaking things open using tools. It's very intelligent, very transformative, and very, relaxing into it. So in your attempts to organize your life and create your life the way it should be, take that time to sit back, relax, untense, unwind, breathe deep, and that will take you to that next level for you. So let's take a look at the tarot for this. And we'll do this a little bit quicker because we're a little shorter on time. The Weaver, which is Temperance. The Nine of Pentacles, Thunderbird. The Nine, another Nine, the Nine of Cups, which is the Witch card in this deck. And the Ace of Blades. The underline of the deck is the Chief of Pipes, which is the King of Wands. And so he has such a beautiful, creative, passionate, kind of like a real mature type of energy. So you're being called to, really expressing your gifts, and that could be part of that transformation this month. So Libra, the first card, it's a Sagittarius card, but it's kind of your card in the sense it does have a lot to do with balance. So you're seeking balance. You're seeking your path. The Weaver is kind of like weaving the blanket of life. And as your life is being woven, you don't see the whole picture necessarily. And you can kind of see here, this is what she's weaving. She's weaving this beautiful tapestry, this Thunderbird. And that's what this Nine of Pentacles is about, is coming to the harvest. And you're coming close to the harvest. And you're harvesting what is around you. Like around me is the prickly pear. So, what is around you, what is current for you, is what you're harvesting. So the external is saying to you, it's time for the harvest. And your internal is saying, I want to know more about my path. So your motivation is to be on your path, on course, on the right direction. And as you're moving in the right direction, following in the right direction, you will be coming into this external factor of having this harvest happening. So internally you are feeling, your wish coming true and your fulfillment in your life. And as this happens, the thing that really you can move toward is the Ace of Swords, which has to do with inspiration. So, and that goes along with this following your passions. So your passions are going to develop and grow and transform into a more mature nature. And so they start in something more direct, and they move towards something more mature during this time. So your motivation of, wanting to go on your path is to follow this inspiration that's coming to you this month. And in all of that, you really are going to be reaping the rewards and finding the wish of fulfillment in your life. Okay, so that's going to be a really cool month. There's a lot of really positive energies coming toward you. And also there's the number 99. So you can look up the number 99 in the Google and see what extra meaning that has for you. Okay, so I would like to take a look at a oracle card for you from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I was thinking about, going on your path. So Sarah decided to, have a path of revenge. And her path of revenge pushed her into a situation where she even had a baby that she was uncomfortable with and let go of. And so it's kind of like that path of revenge. It really didn't take her down a good path. So if instead she had stepped back and said, yes, this unfortunate thing happened, he took the potion instead of me, but moved on from that. There's another story similar to that in the Irish culture about the salmon of wisdom. And this great wise man catches the salmon of wisdom, and he's going to cook it and eat it. And whoever eats it first gets all the wisdom and understanding and everything. And his helper is cooking it, and he just tastes it to see if it's okay. And of course, he receives all the wisdom. So it's the same kind of thing. It's like using someone else to do your work, and then you're upset that they steal your idea. All right, so the energy you got is of the crow, and it is 13. So here, the crow is just one of those beautiful, intelligent creatures as well, just like the otter. So it's another creature coming and saying, take a minute and think about what you are doing in this situation, and how you want to progress. And one of the crow cards that I have that I really like is anticipation. And last night in my dreams, I realized that my card anticipation kept coming up. And every time I would start to worry about something, like, is my son's birthday party going to go well today? And I start worrying, will the people come? Will we have enough food? Will they like the cake? And I'm like, instead, I need to anticipate the event. Oh, I'm so excited the event's coming. Anticipate it, make sure I'm ready for it. But in that anticipation, leave out all of the worry. So I think that's the message of the crow right now for you, Libra. So let's take a look at a message from the wellness deck. There is nothing for me to guard against. You exist in a place of absolute well-being. Tell yourself that again and again. Know it. Be the evidence of it. To give others reason to believe that all can be well. So here it's you taking action. You doing what needs to be done instead of patting it off on others, and then they'll reap the results. So what can you do in your life? And there is nothing for you to guard against, because you are taking care of things yourself. Now, of course, we should also, utilize others to help us. We shouldn't do it all alone. But we still take responsibility for our own actions, for our own happiness. So thanks for coming to the reading, Libra. So nice to have you here for the month of May 2021. And I'll see you next month.